One night in my house out in the country at 1 a.m., I was doing some dishes. Over the sink in the kitchen is a window that overlooks a wooden patio in the backyard, and about 5 feet away from the sink and window is a large sliding glass door to get out onto said patio. The window over the kitchen was open, but the patio door was not. It was so dark outside, and on the other side of the window screen was pure darkness. I had minimal lights on in our kitchen, but nevertheless one could definitely see my head and face in the window looking from outside. I reflected on this thought in silence, when directly ahead of me, about 10 feet of distance, I hear a cell phone ring. I freeze and stare out into the blackness of the outdoors. The cell phone continues to ring, concealed in its distance from me, but clear in its proximity. It rang maybe 3 times before slowly I hear the creaking of patio wood. One footstep, then another, then another. It was the sound of footsteps walking away from the patio slowly and onto the grass of my backyard. I heard the soft but threatening footfalls on my lawn, and the cell phone rings growing slowly fainter and more distant. Then at what seemed like at the edge of my property, the cell phone was stifled mid-ring. Silence. Silence as I stared into nothing. A nothing that was not only probably staring back at me, but I suddenly realized with horror it had been staring at me for an hour without my knowledge. Something really weird happened to me when I was house/pet sitting for my parents. Their house has always weirded me out. Lots of sleep paralysis, feelings like you're being watched. Nothing super scary, but enough that I never truly felt comfortable in this home. It was late, around 1 a.m., and I'm on the computer room, chatting with a friend on AIM. This was a long time ago, and suddenly all the electronics started going off. Both TVs turned on, the stereo system turned on at full blast, the microwave and oven both started beeping. It scared the ever-loving crap out of me. My parents' dog went berserk, barking, running up and down our lower main hallway. The stereo's volume was an old dial set to 1, the lowest setting, but the music was blasting out like it had been set to the highest. I turned off everything, practically run to my room with a dog, closed the door and ignored it. But the stereo being at full volume when the dial was only set to 1 is something I have never been able to explain away.